guys, it's Keely. Welcome back to another weekly video. Now if you are new to my channel, make sure you go subscribe because I post new videos related to dance, fitness, beauty, fashion and lifestyle every single Sunday, so you don't want to miss out. For today's video, I thought it would be fun if I just did a little bit of glam makeup because I'm in lockdown. I can't remember the last time I did fancy makeup, so I thought it was about time. Plus I asked you guys on Instagram just for some like deep, chatty, personal questions that I can answer while doing that, and yeah, I reckon it's gonna be a whole lot of fun. So let's just get into it. Okay, I have not done a makeup video in the longest time ever, so I actually have no idea what I'm doing, but that's okay. Also, if you're in need of a new scrunchie, Scrunchie & Co, use my discount code Keely10. I felt like such an influencer. So surprisingly, I actually got a lot of questions, so I'm sorry if I didn't get to yours, but I'm gonna try and get through them. Like, I was dead set shook how many I got. Okay, I just had to do my brows off camera because there was no way I could multitask and talk at the same time. Oh, we need to fix that. We're ready for the first question. I actually got this one twice. Not really surprised, but I got, do you miss dancing and would you go back to it? And then also, have you ever thought about dancing again? If so, where? So, I go through phases of missing dance, but it's mainly just like thinking of competitions that I really miss it, or like the socializing with my friends. But I don't miss the competitiveness of it and the commitment. It was just really full on. Like if I were to go back, I would definitely do it as like more, I don't know if recreational is the right word, but I definitely would not go as hardcore as what I'm used to, just like doing classes literally every night of the week and doing every style possible. So to answer that, I do miss it at times, but I'm actually quite happy without it as well. I just think that was a chapter of my childhood, and yeah, I don't know if I'd go back to it. I would like to do casual classes here and there, like if there was like an open class or like a workshop or something, I'd probably do that. And for studio wise, I feel like it depends on the situation and it's a bit tricky. I think if there was an offer available to go to Worlds and I'd just do like Worlds, I would do that at like Pacific Elite. I think if I was wanting to do something more long term and like really commit to it for a little while, then I'd probably go to Pure, just because a lot of KOD is there and I feel like I'm at home. So yeah, I feel like those are my options. I think it's time for the next question. What were your childhood dreams for the future? This is interesting. Let me just put my tape on first. Okay, we're good to go. From a young age, I knew I didn't want to dance forever, but I did really want to be in the Michael Jackson Cirque du Soleil. I still think that's really cool. But I think I kind of gave up on that when I was like 16. And I don't know, I don't think I'm cut out for that like lifestyle of like doing shows and stuff. I just don't think it's for me. But I've always wanted to be an interior designer. And it's quite funny because I'm literally studying that now. So I'm making 11-year-old Keely so proud. But yeah, I feel like those were like my dreams. Next is, what do you struggle with the most? Something I struggle with, which I'm trying to work on, is living in the present because I'm such a goal-orientated person. I think I get really caught up on the future and I forget where I am right now. And I read a book that has 100% changed my mindset on it. It's called The Power of Now, and it just made me realize like all you have is like right now. The past doesn't exist, the future doesn't exist. They're just like memories and thoughts in your mind, but all you have is like right now. And that book was just like mind-boggling. So I think that's definitely something I'm improving with, just like living in the moment. But I struggle with like stress, and I'm really trying to work on that as well. And then obviously it's kind of a given, I struggle with my situation with obviously losing mum. Things are definitely getting a bit easier than what they were, but sometimes it just really hits you, and that's really hard, and I struggle with that. And just anything related to that topic is a bit hard for me and I struggle with, but I feel like that's normal. Like anyone would struggle with that, so not being too hard on myself with that. Okay, I really like this one. It is, any tips for self-discovery and finding out who you truly are / want? Thank you. No worries, hun. Tips for self-discovery. I think obviously as you grow older and go through life, you go through different challenges, and I think that will obviously teach you a lot about yourself. But tips to try and like bring that on, I'd say like, I reckon reading self-help books really help. They're really easy to read, but they do open up your mind to a whole bunch of things. I don't know if that makes sense, but I don't know, I think discovering yourself will take a bit of time. It just happens naturally. But to discover discover what you want. I heard this in a podcast once and I think it genuinely really helps. All you need is pen, paper, and like a 10-minute timer, and all you do is just like write out your dream life. Even if you don't know what that is, try and write for like 10 minutes and your subconscious self will like accidentally spill it out onto the paper of what your dream life looks like. And I think that will kind of help knowing what you want. But also something to keep in mind is that it is so normal for what you want to change as you grow older. Like I wanted things this time last year that now doesn't interest me at all, and I'm like, no, that's an old path. I want something fresh and new. So I think it's so fine if you discover what you want and then it changes in a year's time. That's just personal growth and you're learning a bit more about yourself and a bit more about what you want. I don't know, I honestly think like journaling and reading self-help books and just life throwing curveballs at you is probably what's gonna help the most. Okay, I'm gonna put some glitter on my eyelids because it's very boring at the moment. Next question is, do you have any regrets? I don't want to sound like basic and boring saying this, but I don't see the point in living with regrets because I feel like everything happens for a reason. What happened in the past that may not have been good has brought you to where you are today, and I think that makes you really special and unique. So I don't think there's any point dwelling on what's happened or regretting it. But if I did have to pick like an answer or something, I'd say maybe not being as grateful as I should have been in some things. Like I obviously love to express gratitude, but I feel like now looking back on things, I'm like, damn, I wish I was even more grateful for that moment or opportunity or memory or whatever. So looking back, I just maybe wish I was a little bit more in tune with my feelings. Hay fever season, I'm telling you. I'm gonna put on some eyeliner now and some eyelashes, and then I'm gonna get back to some more questions because I need full focus because I'm probably gonna screw this up. Bro, this is stressful. Okay, just got the hard stuff out of the way. Time for the fun stuff like foundation and powder, all the easy stuff where I can concentrate and talk at the same time. Next question. Actually, this is not a question, this is like an advice one. This boy that I really like is moving to boarding school. What do I do? This is interesting, but to be completely honest, I know as much as it really sucks at the moment and you really like this person, I think whatever's meant to be will be. And I know that's very cliche and probably not helpful to hear, but I think if you guys are meant to stay close and I don't know, maybe like date in the future or whatever, I think you guys will keep that connection and this won't be anything more than like a little bump in the road. You will get through it and fix it, but maybe this is the sign that you need to have a bit of space from this person and maybe realize there's another person in your life that's maybe a bit better or something. So I'd just say try not to get hung up on it too much because everything happens for a reason. Maybe he was meant to go to boarding school so you realize how much you both really like each other, or for you to realize that there's probably someone more interesting out there. I don't know, but I really hope that kind of helps. But that's just how I think of things. If something happens, I'm like, you know what, whatever's meant to be will be. I literally live by that quote. One that I got from my sister was, why do you love your sister? And I'm chucking this in here because I actually do want to say why, not to get all gross and lovey-dovey, but I actually really love my older sister because she goes through all life experiences before me, so she's a really great learning tool. But no, dead set, it's actually nice seeing her work pay off because like if I didn't have her 10 years older than me, I probably wouldn't know half the stuff I do now because she's taught me so much. And she's just a clear example of like, you can go to uni, you get a nice job, you can literally buy yourself a house and fiance. You can't buy a fiance, but like, I don't know, she's just living proof that you can achieve all these things. She has to go through it before me, so when it's my time to have a house, she can teach me how to do all the mortgage and the bills and all that stuff. So that's why I love her. You're gonna love me for putting this in. Okay, another question is tips on motivation. I really like this question, but it's a little difficult because I've never been the type to struggle with motivation, but it's definitely easy to go through phases of feeling unmotivated. But I think something that really keeps me going is having like a bit of a purpose behind something or like an end goal. That's just like what gives me a lot of motivation. So for example, at the moment, uni is like a little bit hard for me, but my end goal is to just like complete it. I want to finish it so bad so I don't have to worry about studying again. So that's like the motivation behind it. But if it's like school or dance, I think just try and break it down to like little achievable goals that will make you motivated to want to keep pushing to it. Obviously you can't always be motivated in life, but I think also having maybe people around you that really keep pushing you or inspire you and you're like doing it for. So like example again, my mom and my dad, they are like my motivation. Everything I do is just to really make them proud, and also myself. I feel like I'm my biggest motivator, and I feel like that should be for everyone. I feel like you should be your biggest motivator to get through everything, because all you've got is yourself in the end. But besides from that, if it's like a tangible thing that you need to find motivation for, get like pictures of it and stuff. I feel like that really helps me. Make like a vision board for it, so you're always looking at it and it always excites you. And maybe if it's not exciting you and you're lacking with motivation, maybe that thing needs to change a little bit. I really hope that helped. I feel like it did not make sense at all. Next question is how to be yourself around people you feel intimidated by. I personally really connect to this because I can get pretty easily intimidated, and especially during like that school period of your time where you're really learning about yourself as well, it can just be really hard. I definitely find at the age I'm at now, I don't really get intimidated by people as much because I know who I am more clearly. I have a bit more confidence in myself, and also age kind of helps as well. I'm not as intimidated because I'm like, bro, you're nearly in your 20s. You need to step it up. I feel like confidence is key. I feel like there's always going to be situations in your life where you feel intimidated, whether it's like at school or at a job interview or meeting the parents for the first time. Like, it's literally in our life so often, so it's really easy to feel intimidated if someone's like a really big personality and you're not that type of person yourself. But I personally think just try and have confidence in yourself, and just remember, we're all human. Nothing makes them better than you or superior than you. Yeah, really not good at this stuff. When I was reading the questions, I was like, yeah, I can do this. I can make this motivational and helpful. Now I'm answering the question and I'm like, I don't know. My chair, I swear to God, if you watch my vlog, you know all about it. Now, one more question while I'm doing my makeup, and then I'll finish it off, and then I'll answer one more. This one is, did you ever get bullied in school? If so, what did you do? Throughout my whole school journey, I haven't been bullied. I feel like it's just normal for little comments here and there to be said, and like you can feel a little bit picked on or whatever, but I haven't actually been bullied, and I'm very, very thankful for that. I think just the types of schools that I went to, there wasn't much of that. Really, it's a really hard topic. I can't personally give the best advice because I've never been in that situation, but I would make sure I've got a really good support system around me, so really good friends that will stick up for you if they see a bully being mean to you repetitively for a long period of time, or even just try and remove yourself from the situation. I'm not the type of person for confrontation, but I think it's best if you don't react too much to them. So if something happens and you go off like crying, you're gonna give them that satisfaction that they've done a good job of like pulling you down. As much as it hurts and it sucks, try and keep that brave face on, and if it does get really full on, like I'm talking like physical, like something has to be done, speak to adults about that, because it should never get to that point. And it's actually disgusting that some kids can get so physical with other kids and bully them. Like, who raised them? Clearly no one has raised them properly if they're doing that. But one quote to keep in mind related to this topic is, hurt people hurt people, and if they're bullying you, that's a reflection on themselves. Nothing about you being like weak or small or like easy to pick on. It's them. They've obviously gone through so much in their life, and they are just taking it out on you because that's all they know. They don't know how to be a nice person. So just think of that if you ever are going through something. That's a reflection on their character. But yeah, obviously speak out if you need to. Keep a brave face. You're stronger than you know. And yeah, screw those bullies. So the makeup is done. Obviously it's not my favorite, but it's not the worst. But we're on to the lucky last question, which is a really fun one. I thought that would be good to end on, but it is, what was the best thing about life straight after you finished school? I tell my friends this all the time that are still in school. I literally tell them, I'm like, life only just begins when you leave school. And that was like the best thing. It's just like the freedom and the choice. It's all up to you. You can do whatever you want after you finish school. And I feel like that's the beauty of it. Like, you can go to uni if you want. You can take a gap year. You can start a business. You can travel overseas and don't see anyone again. Like, I feel like that was the best thing after school. It's literally like your life restarts. It's a brand new chapter and everything is up to you, and you just have so much choice. And I actually think that was like the best thing ever. But anyway, I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to go like, go subscribe if you aren't already. Yeah, literally just let me know down in the comments if you enjoyed this video, what questions you want me to do next time. Literally anything. DM me on Insta, more questions, I don't care. But anyway, I'm going crazy and I want to take this off already. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in my next video.